RetroDaze.
When I was younger, I believed the mailbox was magic. The mailman was a blue-collar Santa, and my mailbox was Santa's bag. On any given day, opening that miniature doorway might reveal a package or stuffed envelope of mystery. It didn't even have to be December, and there you were, tearing into a present with perhaps only a vague notion of what might be inside.
Cereal box top offers, Kool-Aid point redemptions, and comic book advertisements were the order of the day. The possibilities were endless, and I was keen on exploring every surprise my mailbox had to offer. Like many other topics we've covered, see outdoor games, board games, sleepovers, and winter fun for a start, mailaway offers provided kids with a variety of merchandise that promised big fun and sometimes big letdowns. I looked forward to much more than just the item I ordered, though. For me, it was always more about the anticipation and surprise of the experience. Once your sealed packet of possibilities sailed off into the unknown, it could be a few days, a few weeks, or a few months before you received a reply. And what that reply contained, unless you ordered a specific item, was anyone's guess. Some hate to wait, but for me, the waiting was always a potent ingredient to the fizzing magic concoction. Like Christmas, there was an imaginary "do not open till" sticker hanging in the air, and with every passing day, my imagination grew beyond the boundaries of reality. The trip to the mailbox, opening the miniature door and reaching into the dark recess with a lingering hope pinned cleanly to my sleeve, it was a potent magic. An act that gave each day hope, which is no small thing for children and adults alike. Sure, some days you'd retrieve a pile of bills and junk mail, but other days, those special days, the days you waited for so patiently, you found a small package with your name on it. Not your mom or dad's name, but your name printed on the label. What was inside? Well, that's what we're here to find out. Comic books functioned as the gateway to a wild world of mail-away offers. We entered the magical realm of the local comic shop and left with a small stack of enduring fantasies and horrors, the likes of which we'd never imagined. And if that wasn't enough, as you flipped through the latest issue of your favorite comic, you were met with pages of endless advertisements for some of the coolest stuff you'd ever heard of. Tiny boxes covered the paper with such classics as X-ray specs, joy buzzers, and sea monkeys. But there were even better offerings for the seasoned comic book reader, like the 7-foot monster, werewolf horror mask, and the hey, wait, is that? Oh my God, a Raquel Welch pillow? I mean, I guess you can't say they didn't know their demographic. I will, with some hesitation, read the description. What man wouldn't enjoy spending the night with Raquel Welch? Well, we can't deliver her, but we can deliver that next best thing, a 12-inch by 24-inch inflatable pillow of Raquel made of rugged vinyl. Yeah, I guess it'd have to be rugged. To serve as your headrest, keep her for yourself or show her to your friends. Livens up a party when everyone sees and feels this great gag item. Kinda spicy for a kid's comic ad. Just pair that up with the secret spy scope, which is literally advertised in part for girl watching, and you've got the little pervert starter pack. This particular ad is in a Casper comic from 1972, so the $1.98 price tag on that Raquel Welch pillow, when adjusted for inflation, would be $14.85. That's quite a few mowed lawns and a super awkward conversation with your parents when it arrived. Cheaper and a lot easier to explain to your parents was the giant moon monster. Though according to Kirk Demerice's book, Mail Order Mysteries, Real Stuff from Old Comic Book Ads, the monster was actually just 2 black and white posters that you had to connect together. Even more disappointing, the bonus masks were Xerox copies of rubber masks. Youch! In the same comic, a competing novelty company had a similar ad with a lot of the same types of products. There's the X-ray specs again, and a tiny instrument to help you throw your voice. Demerice explains the voice thrower was 2 pieces of metal bound by pink ribbon, And while it did create an interesting vibration sound, it absolutely did not help you throw your voice. If you thought mystery boxes were an invention of the 21st century, this old comic will dispel the idea with an ad for a surprise package. The description reads, "Pleasant surprise and bargain, fun or useful, includes new samples, factory surplus, special novelties, etc. Most worth much more. Money back if not delighted." You could choose between a surprise bargain for $1 or the super surprise for $2.95. Another prominent and classic comic book offer was for toy soldiers. Whereas a lot of the other novelty offers would often end up feeling lackluster and like a borderline grift, I'm looking at you, giant monster, you always knew what you were getting with toy soldiers. You probably had a bucket full, and as you slowly depleted their ranks by burning, burying, throwing, submerging, and otherwise defiling the poor little things, you'd order another footlocker full of them for a pittance and commit war atrocities all over again. Ah, the innocence of childhood. In issue 14 of Alf, released in 1989, there was an advertisement exclaiming, "Now you can be the next Joe!" The offer explained that you could send away for a personalized G.I. Joe action figure for $7.50 plus $1.50 shipping and handling. You then filled out your enlistment information for the personalized file card, including such pressing questions as when are you at your best, how would you characterize yourself, and what kind of martial arts expert are you? You can find this particular figure and the corresponding file on eBay, but be prepared to pay for it. The loose figure hovers around $50, a complete figure has sold for as much as $250, and a complete package, still sealed, is currently listed for a whopping $4,000, though that is the rarer gold-plated helmet variety. That all certainly makes the original buy-in price sound incredibly reasonable. G.I. Joe wasn't the only major franchise to offer mail-away premiums to kids. Another well-known and highly sought-after figure was the Wonder Bread He-Man. Well, kind of. In the early days of the internet, a picture of a He-Man figure in a slightly different color started circulating. He was often depicted with no armor and only a sword or axe, which led him being called Savage He-Man. Some speculated it was a custom or bootleg figure, until internet sleuths began to associate the figure with a Wonder Bread offer, though it soon became clear that the Wonder Bread promotion was actually for free trading cards and not a figure. The figure was actually part of a 1983 Mattel offer to buy 3 and get 1 free with Masters of the Universe and 3 other toy lines. In an incredibly detailed YouTube video on the Spectre Creative channel, see our list of resources for the video link, Scott Toy Guru Knightlick uncovers the hard evidence conclusively solving the Wonder Bread He-Man mystery. Specifically, he found a series of letters between a consumer and Mattel, wherein the purchaser complained about the He-Man figure she received from the promotion, going on to describe Savage He-Man. If you're interested in all the specific details, including proof that the figure did not come with the black armor and most of the weapons, I encourage you to check out the full video. Yet another action figure offer with minor controversy was Kenner's free Boba Fett offer.
From Kenner's Star Wars collection comes the Stormtrooper, the Sand People, and all 20 action figures, including new Hammerhead, Snaggletooth, and more, each sold separately. And now, Boba Fett, Star Wars villain with his laser rifle. Boba Fett is not yet available in stores, but you can get him free with 4 proofs of purchase from any Star Wars action figures. Details on specially marked packs at participating stores. Offer ends May 31st. Star Wars action figures sold separately from Kenner.
The main issue with this promotion hinged upon the large amount of marketing they did for it and how much interest they ended up creating, which led to some inevitable and frustratingly long shipment times. In some cases, people even received postcards with an apology and an additional estimated wait of 4 to 6 weeks. The other reason for the increased manufacturing and shipping times was due to an issue with the rocket-firing backpack, which they had to scrap after a similar type of toy mechanism caused a child's death. The delays also resulted in a number of packing variations being sent out, some rarer than others. And of course, where there's a rare figure, there's someone trying to sell it on eBay. Another prominent method of offering mail-away promotional items was through cereal boxes, which often required you to collect a certain number of box tops that you'd send in along with shipping and handling costs or a self-addressed stamp envelope. While there are far more than we can talk about today, some popular categories were plush dolls, cereal bowls, watches, and PVC figure sets. Kellogg's ran a number of these promotions for various Disney afternoon franchises like DuckTales, Tailspin, and Gummy Bears, though single figures were also sometimes used as inside-the-box premiums.
Okay, Scrooge, find the treasure.
Treasure? Start digging. Now buried in boxes of Kellogg's Rice Krispies, you can get one of these ducktail figurines free.
There was the Tony the Tiger baseball, the Kellogg's cereal plastic bowl set, Honeycomb cereal digital watch, and many more. So many more, in fact, I wouldn't be surprised to see another installment of this topic down the line. For those of us of a certain age, the Kool-Aid Wacky Warehouse became one of the mainstays of free mail-away items, usually only costing Kool-Aid points and shipping and handling.
It's the Kool-Aid Wacky Warehouse, the wackiest store in the world.
Next stop, Wacky Where?
Where you can dress to impress with your wackiness. Then try on the flavors that suit you best. In the wackiest store in the world.
Now, when you buy Kool-Aid Coolers Juice Drinks, you get a bunch of wacky Kool-Aid points. And you get something free.
Gee.
Wacky Wild book covers to get you wackily-backily to school.
Cool.
You can get your free book cover at the Kool-Aid Coolers display at participating stores now.
Wow.
Our resident writer, Tony, still has, which he admits is quite strange, a few Kool-Aid point stamps as well as a mailer from the early 90s. The envelope serves as a perfect example of why mail so often felt magical. To an adult, it probably looks like junk mail, but to a kid, it was a package filled with pure joy. On the front of the envelope, Pink Swimmingo and Kool-Aid Man are surfing an epic wave while simultaneously exclaiming, "Here's your free gift from Kool-Aid." Oh yeah! Inside, there was a letter from Kool-Aid Man himself. Free points, a Wacky Warehouse catalog, Nintendo and Kool-Aid stickers, a scrutinized game, and a pink erasable scratch pad. Not bad for junk mail. The order form had some high-quality rewards too, like Super Nintendo and Game Boy games, clothing, and watches. Of course, most of these items were far outside most of our points ranges, but even a casual Kool-Aid drinker was more than capable of getting the figurines, sticker factory, or mugs.
I can't overstate the importance of curating these little magic moments in life. They give you something to look forward to, something to get excited about. For some of us, adulthood has sapped away a lot of what made the mail special. We got used to junk mail and bills, and then the internet came along and made things like handwritten letters and greeting cards nearly a thing of the past. I say, nuts to that. If wielded right, the mail still has a lot to offer, and the mailbox still has some magic left in it. So tell me, what were some of the most memorable mail-away items you received as a kid? How about as an adult? Well, I'd love to hear about it down in the comments. And if you enjoy our content, please consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and maybe even activating that ubiquitous notification bell. It really does make a huge difference. Let's meet again next week to celebrate yesteryear right here on RetroDaze.
Clicky clacky.